Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John, aka Wellsy, and you are listening to the Wellsy Weekly Podcast, the show where I talk about anything and everything. This week is episode 38, and today I want to look into something rather specific. Just to give you a bit of context, a few weeks ago I asked what people wanted to hear on this podcast, and a user by the name of System Slayer suggested a game called Warzone, so thank you for that suggestion. Now, unfortunately, I didn't know much about this game, or in fact, Battle Royale games in general, before I did this podcast, so I did a little digging into the game and the genre itself. And although I can't give a review of the game or how good it is, I can look at it from my perspective and in a more developer's kind of way. So today I'm going to look at what makes this new Battle Royale game something for fans to get excited by, and maybe new players as well, if you're wanting to get into this style or genre of game. But before I get into all of that, I want to ask you a question, which is, have you played any Battle Royale games? Whether that is PUBG, Fortnite, or Minecraft's Hunger Games game mode. That's a mouthful, I'll tell you that. If you want to share your thoughts and opinions, let me know down below in the comments. Whether you come from YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, or DeviantArt, all are welcome here. So, let's get started then, shall we? What is a Battle Royale game? Well, essentially, it's when a group of individuals or players basically get put into one map, and then they've got to go try find equipment, weapons, loot, that kind of stuff, and they've got to be the last player standing. An example of this would be the Hunger Games, that movie and the books where they're all about, there's a bunch of, I think it's 24 players in the centre, and then they've got to go try and kill each other. There's a bunch of weapons hanging about all over the place, and that's the kind of style of game we're looking at today. Now, oddly enough, just out of curiosity, one of the first games to be considered in this Battle Royale style genre is Bomberman. But obviously times have evolved and gaming has evolved as well. And I guess the very first, peak of this Battle Royale genre was probably in 2013 when Minecraft released a new gameplay mode on a lot of their servers, which was called the Hunger Games gameplay mode, where the game essentially played like the Hunger Games in the movies and in the books, where players would start in the middle of the map and then the ref would go 3, 2, 1, go. They go around, start searching for loot, weapons, that kind of stuff, and eventually they have to kill the rest of the other players, hopefully to be the last one standing. And then if you move forwards in time by about 4 years, the more modern style of this game genre came in the form of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG for short. Now the idea of this game was very similar, in which you had to, start with nothing, then you had to scavenge for loot and weapons, and you had to kill the rest of the players. What this game did is introduce new concepts that are now staples of this genre. Examples such as, you've got to jump from a plane to start with, so you're not all starting in the centre of the map, you get to choose where you start from. It also included a shrinking area, so over time players would have to converge into one single point, just so that the game doesn't drag on for hours and hours. You could also play off by yourself or in a team. And just a cheeky little fact here, the phrase "winner winner chicken dinner" came from this game, so you've got to thank PUBG for that. And PUBG became very popular very quickly, and I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Starting with the fact that, it brought something new. It created a new genre essentially, or it made this genre very popular in the eyes of gamers. We like to explore as human beings, that's the reasons we look at the stars, it's the reasons we dig underground for diamonds and rocks and minerals and all that kind of stuff. We like to explore new things, and this game introduced a lot of new things, and it was something very different, so I think that's one of the reasons it became very popular. It also helps that this was in the prime time for, multiplayer games. Everybody loves to play multiplayer games, playing with their friends, and that kind of stuff as well. Now, the genre has been updated since the release of PUBG with games such as Fortnite and Apex Legends, adding things such as seasons, which change the maps and the style of the game itself, and also character class types. So if you're a more offensive kind of player, there's a class for that. Or if you're a more defensive and sneaky kind of player, there is also a class for that as well. But most of these games stick to the same formula. Somebody jumps out of a plane, you go search around for stuff, shrinking area, and eventually you've got to be the last one standing. Now, Warzone follows this formula as well, and it's the new Battle Royale game from the Call of Duty franchise. Just a quick side note here, if the main series of COD focuses on the first-person shooter aspects, you know, there's missions, that kind of stuff. But this game focuses on the Battle Royale genre, so there's people dropping from the sky, you've got to go look around for loot and weapons, and you've got to be the last player standing. But this game in particular, this Warzone game, is getting players and fans excited, because it is bringing something new. Now, in most games, once you die, you know? Very simple concept. But in Warzone, your first death sends you to something called the Gulag. This is a 1v1 area in the style of like a prison bathroom kind of area, I guess. And if you win this 1v1 fight between another dead player, you're back into the main game, which is a really cool and interesting concept, because it basically gives you a second life in a genre and a game where usually once you're dead, you're dead. This game mode also engages players even after they've died, which is a really cool concept because, to my understanding, in other games such as Fortnite and PUBG, once you're dead, you're basically just like trying to get out of that map or that server as fast as possible to join another game. But what this Warzone does is keeps players entertained even after death. There's more than one way to return to the main play of this game as well. There's things such as team revive, so if you get knocked down, basically a team member can revive you. There's also self-revive as well. I think that's a new concept for this game. I know Call of Duty games in the past haven't had this. I could be wrong, so please correct me in the comments if I am wrong. The Gulag, as I've mentioned, and also you can buy back dead players on your team, which is a really interesting concept. And the reason it's interesting, because like I said, it's a way to keep players interacting with the game and presumably making them play for longer. Because my thinking is, the average round time for these, you know, Battle Royale games is anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. And most players will only last about 5-10 minutes, you know, if they're killed about halfway through the map. But if you can respawn and essentially have a second life, you know, by fighting in the Gulag and potentially being brought back or revived in any kind of way, then you're physically playing for longer. And I don't know if this was the intention of the developers, but that's really cool. Do you not think? Because what they've done by introducing this Gulag thing is a way for players who are waiting in a lobby to actually interact without having to physically just look at a loading screen. Because as far as my knowledge is, once 1v1 players are, you know, in their little, you know, death match at the bottom, waiting players on the outside can actually just throw rocks into it. So you can actually still interact and essentially play whilst you're still dead, which is a really cool concept. And then once you're in the Gulag, you've got a 1v1, and there's a chance for either player to win, because I think it's just whoever kills the other one first. And it's like a little maze, so, you know, you can kind of look out and get your way back into the main play, into the main map, and carry on playing. Now, researching all of this, it's got me really excited and really interested in playing this game now, to be honest. It's free to play as far as I'm aware. You don't have to buy the, Call of Duty's Modern Warfare Remastered version. It's like a side piece, essentially. Well, that's really cool. The trouble is, I'm not very good at shooting games, so I know I'd be very bad at it. You know, stick me in the map, I'll be like, alright, where's my bearings? Alright, I know where I'm going. Oh, look, I'm dead. What happened? Oh, I'm in a Gulag. Oh, what's this? Oh, no, I'm dead for good. Nobody's gonna bring me back if I play this game. But I'm still quite interested, so maybe I'll have a look at it. So yeah, maybe I've intrigued you into looking into this game or even playing it. Who knows? But I'll remind you that the question for today is, have you played any Battle Royale games before? Whether that's PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, or if you want to go all the way back, Bomberman. I think that counts as one of these Battle Royale games, even if it's not in the modern style. But anyway, if you want to share your thoughts and opinions, let me know down below in the comments. And just a quick cheeky self-plug here, as well as this podcast, I also draw, and recently I've got into a lot more digital art, which I've been uploading to Deviant Art. Which is mostly character designs and logo designs, and I plan to upload a lot more of them in the near future. If you want to go check them out, link is in the description of this video. But that's about it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this gaming-centric podcast, and thank you to System Slayer for suggesting it to me. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your cuppa.